Good evening, everyone. This is Yusuf Chowdhury once again, tuning in from San Antonio, Texas. It's 5:58 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to start at 6 p.m., but let me go ahead and share this video first. Let's see if it's coming up. Just bear with me here. Let me see if the connection's good. This is weird. It's not coming up. All right, welcome back. I don't know. There was a minor problem. Hopefully now it's going to work. That's interesting. It's not coming up. All right, folks, just bear with me. I'm having some minor problem. All right, looks like it's coming up on YouTube. But for some reason, Facebook's still not picking it up. Okay, now it came up on Periscope, just waiting on Facebook. Sending data. That's what the restream is saying right now. Right, must be an issue with the Facebook, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting. It's not coming up. Let me try to change the feed. Multiple pages. Okay. Channel on the fly. Sorry about the inconvenience, guys. I'm having a problem with sending the feed. Okay, one second. Let me contact the support real quick. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What all these messages here? Let's see. YouTube is stuck on the screen data that I can see. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but sorry for the wait, for the long wait. But let me pull the YouTube link. because the show must go on. And just so we'll put it on the Facebook feed. There you go. Okay, I'll just go ahead and put the YouTube feed right here. And hopefully this will play. Because for some reason the Facebook is not working today. Okay, just give me one more minute. What I'm doing right now, I'm just basically sharing my YouTube feed on Facebook, and whoever is there can basically come to the channel and answer the question there. I'm not sure why this is not working, but the show must continue. Okay. All right. Sorry about the long wait, everybody. So let's go ahead and do a. Yeah, you guys waited for 5 minutes. I apologize for the long wait. But let's go ahead and talk about the subject. So today is part 3 of the how to make my website, my SEO great again. Okay. So this is the part 3. On the first part, we talked about. On the first part, we talked about the detailed definition. Hey, Jax, good evening. Thank you for tuning in. So on the first part, we talked about how we defined what search engine is, right? We give you guys the Google's definition of what it means, and I also talked about how the standard definition within the SEO community, and that is technical and creative process that can help your web pages, that can influence your web pages to be basically visible on the organic search result, so it can attract target traffic and convert them into buying customers, right? We talked about the importance of why search engine is very important in terms of generating leads, getting targeted traffic, measuring the activities of your audience, and letting Google or Bing understand what your website is about. Then we talked about the difference between the on-page SEO and the off-page, and the misconception where most businesses think that the on-page is the off-page, and they don't realize that there's a lot of work it's involved when it comes to the off-page techniques. Okay, on-page and off-page. Then we talked about keyword research and how to do keyword research, and I shared with you guys some basic tools, free tools that you can utilize for keyword research, and how to submit and implement or distribute those content, those terminologies on your web pages, and with heavy emphasizing that when you write the content, you don't write it for the search, you write it first for your audience, right? When you do the research to find out what kind of terminologies people are typing or your target audience are typing, then you can use some of those words and put them within the content. They don't exactly have to be the same. You don't have to repeat them a million times the same. There can be a variation from one word to another. Okay? Then we talked about some of the tools out there, paid tools and free tools. And now when it comes to the on-page search engine factors, there are certain areas we have to look for, right? But do understand the 4 rules that typically sometime Google look for, right? They basically look for authority on your website. How can I make my website have some sort of authority? That means if you have a high quality backlinks pointing to your website, for example, if you have a lot of buzz and social media noise, like organic noise about your brand and business, that also builds some sort of authority, right? Then we have to look at the relevancy of the website, okay, and how to create that relevancy. For example, the content is very clear. It reflects what the customer is looking for. It's so clear and relevant that even the search engine, the Google bots, understand what is it about. Okay, So you think about the authority of your web pages, or how can I make my website have an authority, and how can I make my content relevant, right? And adding the two purposes, then the result going to be trust factor, right? So what are the things that makes you or me in the web pages a person with authority, or a service or a brand with authority, right? That means the content has to be valuable. There's certain reputable sources heading back to your site, right? And the user experience. Whoever is visiting the website, are they having an awesome experience when they do that? Okay, so those are the things you had to look for. And there was a concept a couple of years ago, not too far. There's a concept within the SEO community. They talk about something called EAT, right? Not literally eat, So there, the abbreviation for the EAT basically stands for expert. What do you call it? Expertise. I believe, yeah. E for expertise, A for authority again, and T for the trust. So when we talk about expertise, that means the real name of the business, or the real name of the owner of the business, of the company, the contact information. These are all real. They're not fake. They're not spam. Okay, there is no excessive, unnatural, or spammy links, or pages that don't make sense on the navigations or on the footer. You know what I mean? There are not too many ads everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? If you are going to have somebody who is a writer or an author, do you have their full bio information, their contact information? Are the resources that's provided on the pages, do they point back to another high quality resources or credible resources? Make sense? So you have to think from that perspective again: the authority, the relevancy, the trust, and the user experience. That's what Google tried to look for. Now, when it comes to the technical side of things, since you did the keyword research, right? You did the research, and you want to optimize the backend. So there's things that are so technical, and there are things that you can actually do it by yourself. Okay, and especially depends what kind of web platform do you have. If you have a website built on Wix or Weebly or Squarespace, then you are kind of limited in what you can put, right? You can probably only put the title tag or the page title, and that's about it. Okay, but you cannot do anything too much detail after that. Okay, so here's the thing: if you build a website, like custom built website, or if you're going to build it on a self-hosted WordPress, some of the things when it comes to on-page SEO you need to look for, or the factors. So I would say the first one going to be, let me go ahead and share the screen for you so you can see some of the on-page factors. Let's see here. Here we go. All right, can you see this? One second. So I would say, what are the on-page SEO factors? Okay, we haven't touched the off-page yet. Okay, besides talking about the authority and the expertise and the relevancy and the trust factors and the experiences, when you try to optimize on a WordPress self-hosted based website, you can use a plugin called Yoast. Okay, let me show you the plugin first. There's a two WordPress plugin. Yoast is one of my favorite. It's been there for years, millions of downloads. Okay. Now another one just came into market and it's becoming very popular. It's called Rank Math. Okay, so you have Rank Math, and you also have Yoast. So just pick any one of them. You cannot use. I don't recommend using both. Just pick one of them at least. but I've been used to like Yoast. I would recommend going with Yoast. Okay. So once you add this plugin on the back end, so what you have to look for, some of the on-page SEO factors, the URL, the links. So if you have a homepage, you don't want to put anything after the .com for the homepage, but let's say the about page, right? If you are into, let's say, commercial real estate businesses or commercial real estate, typically your link for that page will say, let's say, for example, yusufchowdhury.com about, right? So what you can do under the URL, you can put the keyword on that link itself, and instead of saying about, you're gonna say commercial real estate. Why? Because that particular page or the about page talks about the commercial real estate. So you have to look into the URLs, the links. Okay, the links can be the actual links from the navigation. The links also matter if they are internally linked from one page to another. Okay, so you have to look at all those things. Second thing, you have to look at the title tag. Sometimes you see that it says page titles, title tag, or SEO titles. They're all the same, and this is where you need to make sure. I'm you need to. What is that? You need to make sure that the title tag or the page title or the SEO title. My recommendation is under like 70 characters, including space. Okay, including spaces. And the purpose of the title tag is to basically explain to me as a visitor what that page is about, or also to explain to the search engine what that page is about. So, for example, on my home page, if I'm going back to the real estate business, and let's say I deal only with the commercial businesses, and my homepage talks about how to give you or provide you with commercial real estate businesses. So my title tag going to be something like San Antonio commercial real estate realtor, or realtor by Yusuf Chowdhury, for example. So that's going to be the title tag because the keyword is right there: San Antonio commercial realtor or real estate. Okay, just make sure that every single page should have their own unique, relevant title tag. What I mean by that, you cannot use the same title tag on every single page. If you do that, Google Search Console will basically send you an alert saying that you have a duplicate title tag on all the pages. That is going to be confusing for the search and also confusing for your audience. Just remember to make sure that the title tag, not more than 70 characters, including spaces, with relevant statement or key phrase within the statement or within the words or the sentences, has to be relevant to that particular page. Okay? Now, when it comes to the meta tag description, right? Even though the meta tag has no effect on the search ranking, even if you don't put any meta tag description, what happens? It basically Google will automatically pick anything from the page and it will show it, and that's why sometimes you will see the title tag is good, but the meta description looks so weird with a bunch of numbers and symbols and whatnot because it just picked it up randomly. So Yusuf, even if it doesn't help with ranking, so why should I care? Well, I tell you, you should care because I tell you. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. What I'm saying that it matters because if you can utilize the meta description to describe what that page is about, or to make it enticing or interesting, or even talking to the audience. So let's take the example of the commercial real estate. So I'm going to put something like, are you looking for commercial real estate here in San Antonio that provide the best services and blah, 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 whatnot? Click the link above, right? So that's why you can utilize the meta tag description so you can get more clicks to the websites, or to get more clicks from the visitors that are searching for you on Google. Okay? So one of the updates that Google made not too long ago, and that is they extended the characters from 160 to like 320. So you can write as many as you want, but my recommendation always is stick with 160, keep it very short, straight to the point, and address it to your audience. Okay? Keyword usage, that basically means once you do the keyword research, if you have 5 pages and you got like hundreds of relevant key phrases that you want to utilize it, you cannot dump all of it on the website, right? If you have 5 pages, I'm going to use the top 5 relevant for every page, and the rest of them I'm going to use it somewhere within the content, and some of them I'm going to use it in writing new materials. Okay, so those keyword usages can be on the title tag, it can be on the URL, it can be on the meta description, it can be on the content pages itself within the static pages. It can also be within blogging material. But remember, you don't want to be sound like robotic, because the algorithm is so smart right now. So if we're going to talk about commercial real estate and there are different variation of the same similar word, it will pick it up. Okay. Anchor text basically means it's a clickable word. Let's say you come to my website, you went to my about page. There are tons of information about the history and what I do. And if you want to, hire me for my services, click services. And when I click on the word services, it will take me to a service page. That's what anchor text mean. Okay. So sometimes you can say click here. Sometimes you can have the link, and sometimes you can use the keyword like commercial real estate services. When people click on it, it will take them to another page within your website that talks about the services. Okay. Were you able to log on to my website? Unfortunately, it didn't go through. Let me show you what happened. I know you removed the. Let me show you what happened. Is it here? So I went WP-admin, and for some reason I'm getting this. So it's possible you have a security plugin with the firewall service. So I don't know if you have to log into. I have a feeling that you have to log into the security firewall and add this IP address. So this is one of the locations that I'm in right now. Tomorrow, if I try from a different location, maybe it will work. Or later on, I'm gonna go to my other office location and check it out from there, because here we have a very super high security system as well. Okay, but if something prevented from your side, then you might want to log into the security firewall, and from there, well, you did add me, but it's still not working. You see, I'm refreshing it. I clear the cache. I still cannot log in, but I can view the website. Okay, so that's good. So let me try on a different location sometime today. Then I will let you know. Okay, if I can log into a different location, maybe because we have a high security on this location. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Also, yeah, the contact with the security firewall and see if they can go ahead and add that IP address. All right. So now we talk about images. So when it comes to images, just make sure that the size of the image file are not more than 1 MB. Should be less than 1 MB, or 500 kilobyte, or 300 kilobyte, but not more than 1 MB. Okay. Having a keyword on the images doesn't have any SEO factor, but it's good to have it more organized. But what matters on the images is the alternative text, the alt tag. And the purpose of the alt tag is to describe what that particular image is about. This is good for people with disability, like who are visually impaired or blind people. Okay. So that's what you have to look for. Internal links. So it's good to have this practice where you're going to point from one link to another. Okay, but of course strategically, you don't want to just have link posting everywhere like a web. You gotta have a strategy, like why you're pointing this link to another page, and this blog from another blog, right? Everything has to be systematically put in place just to make it easier for your website visitor. Okay. Schema. This is something a little bit technical. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to schema.org. So basically, it's a bunch of script and codes that enhances some of the properties within your website. So if you're an author, it can enhance that particular page. If you are a local store or a local business owner, brick and mortar shop, right? You can also add certain code for that. So a lot of extension for health, for different niches. It's a bunch of codes, okay? I don't know it myself, but my team does that for my clients, okay? so-called micro data. So this is the, for example, the type of code for a specific thing. Like this is the author property, and this is the without the schema, and this one with the schema. Kind of scary and complicated, but don't worry. There for WordPress, there are plugins for WordPress to help you with that, or you can just have the developer set it up for you. So schema also matters because it's part of the on-page SEO. Is there any suggestion for how alt tag is labeled? Well, the thing is, I mean, not necessarily labeled, but how you describe it. So when you upload the image to your WordPress, in the media section, when you click edit, a box will open up with captioning, name of the picture, and alt text. When you see the alt text, there you can describe it. So the question is, if there's a picture that you want to describe it to a blind person, how would you describe it? So think of it from that perspective. Okay. So that's for the schema. Outbound links. So if you write content and you are pointing it to an external site, that's also part of the on-page SEO factors. The speed of the website, originally when you build the site, you check the speed and you fixed it, so you don't have to worry about that. And back here, we're talking about alternative text, alt tag, alt text, all mean the same thing. Sitemap. Yoast has a feature where you can actually get the sitemap of your website. And the sitemap basically will show all the links within your site. And you can take that sitemap link and go back to your Google Search Console and do a submission. So the spider, the bot can come back to your website and reindex everything. Robots.txt file, basically what it does, it's a notepad document that you can basically tell the search not to index or not to index certain pages. So on WordPress by default, the WP-admin page, it's not indexed on the search. Okay. Header one. So if you add content with the first header and a paragraph and a second headline and a paragraph, you can also have a keyword on that headline. Okay. So the one that I highlighted in bold, those are the one that you have to look for. Don't worry about the schema. In most cases, if your developer set up automatically, then it should be good, unless in a specific situation. But I would say from the URL, title tag, meta description, keyword usage, anchor text, images, internal links, H1 or H2 or H3 titles, alternative text, and outbound links. Those are the ones that you have to implement it every time you put a blog out there. Okay. And especially if you want to double check all your pages follow the same rule. Okay, this is very, very basic, and believe it or not, I would say 9 out of 10 of the website out there don't even implement this basic portion of the on-page SEO, right? Even though some websites are not properly optimized, but because there are more than 200 factors or maybe 1,000, even though sometimes if your pages are not properly optimized, but you are getting a lot of traffic, whether it's organic or through ads or a lot of backlinks from high authority site, that can also help with ranking as well. Makes sense? But initially, you have a more detailed as you have a more detailed as examples on a website. Well, I have to. My plan was to open your website and go steps. That was my plan, to basically log into your website and show you what I mean by the URL, what I mean by the title tags, what I mean by the meta tag description, and the keyword usage and all the stuff. Okay. So I think hopefully once I figure out today, how I can access your what you call it, your can I click on this one? Let's see. All right, good. If I can access your website, then I can probably figure out how to show you what you call it, the how to do it on the back end. Okay. For some reason today, I don't know what happened, but the Facebook portion of the streaming is not working. It's just basically stuck. I don't know why. So, so that's why. Let's see. Yeah, it's not working. I have to troubleshoot. What about your workshop? Do you offer online paid? Yeah, Facebook is not working today. I don't know why. It's not live streaming it from my from ecom. Not sure if anybody else having a problem, but yeah, it's coming on Periscope, luckily, and YouTube, but it's not coming up on Facebook. I'm actually working on. I did help some of my clients to have their online courses and whatnot, but unfortunately, I haven't done one for myself. But I'm working on that. I'm working on putting all my offline workshop online. I want to learn SEO, but it must be a workshop. Yeah, the workshop right now. I mean, right now, all I'm doing is just live streaming every day. Uh, there is no more live events. So let's see here. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it's not sending. It's not sending. That's weird. You want to learn? Yep. But I also offer a group session, a one-on-one paid session. So if you want to get something like in detail with documents, we can definitely do that. An example I said to show. Absolutely. That's why the what you call it, switching the screen to share the screen, then you can see exactly how it's happened. But if you want me to, yeah, well, even in the workshop, all I have in my regular workshop, basically, it's a PowerPoint presentation. The only time we do a some type of hands-on, if it's like a 6 hour webinar. I mean, not a webinar, a workshop, 6 to 8 hour workshop. This is where we can basically have the students or the attendee bring the laptop. We're gonna open it, then I'm gonna show them exactly how it's done. But in the live streaming, you only have an hour or two. I'm just going to share some concepts, some ideas, and also log into the website from here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So if you want to, I mean, I can definitely check your site for tomorrow how to do that. Now, in terms of, did I send you all the list for the current ranking of your website? Did I send you that? Did I send you those report about the ranking or the key phrases? Have I sent you anything like some type of audit on the website? I did not. Let's go ahead and try that right now. See if we can. Let's see. Okay, so let me show you. Let me show you, and let me show you what are you ranking. You do have you do have the Google Analytics and the Search Console already configured, right? Or using Google Keyword Planner to generate keyword. Okay, nice, awesome. See, I love that, and I love that when people learn and take action quickly. All right, let me share this with you. Well, first of all, so this is more like a B2B business, right? This email right here is exposed, which means if you leave your email exposed like this, you can get spams. Okay, they set up the Google Analytics. I think okay. So Edgar solutions, timely, accurate, cost effectiveness. So a lot of this stuff I'm not too familiar for it. I'm not the audience. So you have the home and about us, services, resources. Let's see, contact us in a blog. Complete SEC compliance solutions. Let's prepare and submit your next filing. Learn more. You see, can you repeat about the spam? Yes, you have this email that is kind of exposed. So this is potential for you to get spam bot. So there's a spam bot that can find the emails and start sending you spam. So if you don't want this to happen, I don't recommend having an email open like that. They can basically contact you by going to contact us or call you, right? Now, looking at this website, can I ask you what is the primary call to action on this website or on this page? Let's go and analyze it a little bit, because initially we talked about user experience and the clarity of the messages. Okay, you get a lot of spams. Yeah, you have to remove that. You have to remove the email publicly being visible. You have to remove it from the website, so you're not going to get a lot of spams. Okay. So take care of that. But let me ask you this question: what is the one primary call to action? What is the one primary call to action on this website? The call to action that helps you generate money. What I mean by that, it helps you generate the leads, and the lead becomes your customer. So what is the one main primary call to action? Contact us page. So that basically means you want anybody, not anybody, your target audience, when they land on this website, you want them to do something, right? Correct? If that's the case, then your contact us page is not highlighted differently. If this is the primary call to action, then it has to be a different color, or somewhere in this messages here, you have to tell the visitor, contact us. I don't see any call to action here, especially when I go, let us prepare, submit your next SEC filing. Okay, where? Like, what should I do? Like, there's no form. There's nothing for me to submit a request. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit of dilemma right here. There's a little bit of confusion, right? I mean, it's not telling me what I'm supposed to do. Like, okay, so all these stuff, right? And okay, does that make sense? I'm kind of confused. Yes, I see what you. Yeah. So you have. That's why user experience is part of the SEO factors, right? So you have to have a clear message. The clear message that addresses the audience. Now, are these part of the navigation? Here's another problem. These are part of the services, right? So what happened? You have like a two navigation, and both of them are for so many options. Here's what happened: when you give too many options in the navigation area, it confuses the audience, right? It confuses the audience. So my recommendation is that you need to keep your website very simple and easy for me to navigate, because when I look here, it's a navigation, but these also navigation, and the color is different. Should I click here or should I click here? Why these things are here in the first place? And if you look at the above the fold, it's too crowded, right? It is too crowded. It's not easy on the eye. So let me see if it's mobile based. So on the mobile device, does it look like this? If it looks like this, you see, it's not even consistent. So on the mobile device, what does that mean to me? Like, what are these? Then the message, then this message, then let's prepare us. But again, where should I go? Where should I go to submit my request? Is not clear. Then you have the navigation, the standard navigation is right here for pages, but this is a little bit confusing. Okay, now I'm just saying this from my personal, like as a user. I don't have access to your analytics to understand how the website visitors are behaving. Makes sense? Your website analytics, your Google Analytics will give you more information. I can't even talk. More information. It will give you more information on what's exactly happening. Tawsif, walaikum salam akhi. Sorry, man, my Facebook for some reason is not working today. As a customer point of view, what are the customer looking for, and what are the questions they need to be answered? Absolutely, Tawsif, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. So yeah, what are they looking for? Like like for your business, what's the primary service that they always look after or search for? Right? Here's another tool, either Crazy Egg or Lucky Orange or Hotjar. So if you invest in Hotjar, Hotjar basically will show you the heat map. Plus, it will also show you it will record the mouse movement. So whoever is viewing the website from the mobile device or from laptop or desktop, it will record their mouse movement behavior. Okay, because I always tell businesses that anytime you make changes on the website, you have to go back and look at the data and what does the data show, right? So right now, from the user experience, I'm a little bit confused here. I don't know where to click. I'm kind of excited, but you're not telling me where and how I'm going to contact you. So the message has to be clear right here. Maybe I would recommend, again, if the analytics shows that you don't have enough click here, then just remove all these and have it as part of the services. Because when I come to home, about us, what are the services, more resource, contact, simple. If you give less option to your target audience, basically you are forcing them to check every single page. But if you give too many options in the beginning, just like the what do you call it? Like when you go to a restaurant, you have this menu with a bunch of options. Sometimes you get a headache. Like I don't know which one I'm gonna pick. So you're gonna end up just telling the waiter, "Hey, which best special do you have?" Right? Walaikum salam, akhi. Okay, so that's from the user experience. All right. So remove the email. Figure out with the one clear message. If I show an example, if you look at my company, right? If you look at my company, see, and one message: you're looking for an affordable or high quality website. Request a quote. That's it, right? Another option. This is a broken site of mine. Okay. See, I'm talking to my target audience, and I'm going to give them something in return. Name and email, website, right? Let's see some of my it's one of my client here. Let's see. So this one. Okay. This one here, get started. Very clear call to action. Right? It's one of my client right here. Okay. So these are some ideas just to show you how the message has to be clear. Is there any website that is 100% user approved? Yes, there are some. There are some for sure. I mean, yeah, of course, all my clients' website is user approved. Okay. So that's the first thing. Now let's go back and check. Let's see if I can check the on page on this homepage right here. Let's analyze the homepage. Excuse me. So your title tag, page title says low cost Edgar filing service. There's a phone number, SEC compliance solution. Okay. But if you put the phone number, guess what? Nobody's going to click on the website. They're just going to call that number. Okay. Illustrator 20 years of experience providing the good, but there's no call to action. Like, click the link above. Okay. That's for the homepage. So you do have a title tag and a page title. Keyword density looks good. Well, I recommend not more than 3% keyword density, and you have a lot of keyword that's more than 3%. Even though keyword density doesn't matter, but when you have the same keyword mentioned so many times, like keyword stuffing, that can be a problem. And I see that you have so many above 3%. Financial planning, Rosetta saw newswires look 4 times, and so that means you have to work on adjusting the content on your pages. Okay, let's see. One image without alternative text. You see it here? 10%. Ouch! So basically, your text ratio versus the backend coding is so low. I recommend anywhere between 25% to 75%. Okay, everything else looks good. And now let's check the how many keywords. There you go. So you have 126 keywords that's bringing traffic to your site. So let's go ahead and find out what are those keywords. By the way, folks, if you can do me a favor, if you're enjoying this live streaming, go ahead and share the YouTube channel or Periscope to your colleagues. So there you go. 2017 SEC calendar, H filing deadline 2017, Edgar filing solutions. So you have several keywords. The traffic 10%, it's only 10, 20 searches per month, and only 10% of those got you the traffic. So I can send you this list so you can look at and see what keywords are bringing traffic to your website, and it also shows you to which link. This one went to a PDF. This keyword free Edgar filing went to your website. SEC form 3, 4, and 5 that went to your filing services. So, and it also gives you the month. Okay, so if you want, I can send you this copy. Anything from 1 to 10 means on the first page. Anything from 11 to 20 means the second page. And anything from 21 to 30 is third page, and so forth of Google. Okay, so the company that helped you, they actually did a good job in a sense, because you are getting the, what do you call it, the visibility, if these are your relevant key phrases, if these are the one that your customer are searching, and if this is the one that you're providing the service for. Okay, so you're okay, but you need to just optimize it a little bit and fix it. Yes, you definitely have to update it to 2020. So this whole website really has to be, you can also look at the competitors, like how does the competitor build their site? Similar to your business, right? We can definitely revamp it and make it look stand out, especially from its functionality point of view. If the main objective of the website for your target audience to come in and contact you right away, or submit a form, like a fill up a form for every service, right? There has to be some sort of strategy. You have to bring that buyer's persona to your website and have them go through something, we call it a buyer's journey. Okay, so this is a good news in a sense. You do have some good tracking on the SEO, but the traffic is still not a lot. You get like probably 100 hits a month. That's kind of still low. But the fact that because of the content and the quality of the content, Google did send you traffic for like 126 keyword, which is really good. Okay, but I believe the design has to be changed a little bit, not based on what I think, based on user experience, and based on your Google Analytics. Okay, based on your Google Analytics, you got to make those changes. It is 6:47 p.m. in Central Time, folks. Let me know if y'all have any more question about the on-page SEO. We are not done with the SEO session yet. We still have. I have a feeling that I'm gonna spend this whole week just on SEO, because we have so much to cover. We talked about the definition. We talked about the importance of it. We talked about the on-page and off-page, and we talked about what Google's usually like when it comes to pages. And we talked about the keyword and how to do the keyword research and the keyword tools. And now today we only focus on what are some of the on-page SEO factors, the stuff that you can do it on the back end of the pages to make sure that everything is properly 100% set up correctly before you submit to Google for reindexing again. Okay. So I'll be back tomorrow. I want to check Wazifa's. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name. Okay. I don't know if it's Wafiza, Wazifa. Sorry about that. So I want to show you tomorrow how to log in to your WordPress and adjust some of those what you call it on page, because on your home page is done, but I'm not sure if that's the proper keyword. Now, if I go to the About Us page and run the basic analysis again, let's see. So on the About Us page, look at that. About Edgar Solution, Edgar Filing Agent. That's it. There is no relevant keyword there. There is no meta tag description. And what else you talk about in this page? Edgar Solution, SE compliance and regulatory filing. So the on page for that one is kind of not done right. But let's see if I go to another page. Let's see if I go to Edgar filing, and let's see how the on page is set up for this one. For this one, Edgar filing service, again, the phone number, you don't want to do that because they're not going to click. Free filing on select forms. So this is good. This is a little bit relevant on that page. So that's good. You see, that's very good. I like that. Let's go to another page. Let's go to XBRL filing. Yeah, so yeah, the company that you hired, they actually did a good job because they kept it relevant. They kept the information relevant to that particular page. So your on-page SEO is actually good, okay? But we do have to look at the Yoast plugin, because Yoast plugin has a rating. So when you go to the Yoast plugin, it will show you the rating system for every single page. But whoever you hire, they did a good job on doing the on-page optimization. I believe you have a blog, right? Let's see the blog. The blog here. Okay, let me click this blog post. Excellent. All right. And let me analyze this blog page. Okay, financial reporting. What was the content on this one? Financial reporting. But the meta tag is missing. You mean the color system? Not the color system. I'm talking about the on page, like the page titles. They did a good job on the page title. They kept it relevant for every single page. But some of them are missing, meta tag description. Once we log in to your website, then we're gonna check the Yoast plugin, and the Yoast plugin gonna show you all the areas that probably you missed and the areas that you did good, and you can adjust it from there. Okay. I cannot see that from here because I have to look at the source code, or I can just use this basic tool to kind of look and see exactly what every page, what kind of content is there. And look at this page right here. So this page about the service, right? You talk about the, no, I'm sorry, this is actually a blog post. So this blog post talks about preparation, creating, all this good stuff, right? These are the header, the headline, right? The header. But at the end, there is no social sharing button. There's no comment box if you want the reader to engage with you, ask you questions. And plus, there's no call to action to take the reader back to how to hire you or how to sign up, how to submit a form to get get started. So that has to change. It makes sense. So the stuff like these that you have to look at it and be very strategic on how you're putting the blog as well. You'll be putting the blog because you're educating a target audience, but why not have the call to action on the blog itself too? So once they're finished reading it, you know what? Now I'm interested. Let me go ahead and hire your company. I'm going to click from here, because you got to make it so easy for them. If you make the visitor do too much work to look for something simple to go back and forth, you don't want to do that, right? You want to make sure that everything, whatever they're navigating, the answer for them to call you, contact you, or sign up or fill up a form has to be visible. I mean, in the Yoast has the in color circle that tells you how. Yes, basically what happens in Yoast, it will tell you red and orange and green. Green means okay, it's very good, right? But even with the Yoast plugin, you don't have to make everything exactly based on what Yoast tells you, because if there's some content that doesn't require an image, then you don't have to add an image. Make sense? But right here, for sure, I don't see any image on this. If you can also point to a third-party resources, a different article from here, that can also optimize it. So tomorrow we can talk about how to optimize your blog post, how to optimize or how to improve the optimization for every single page, right? But I definitely need to log into your website to show you how it's done on a basic basic format, through the basic ways, not something like too technical or something with the coding involvement. Okay, so yeah, it is 6:53 p.m. Let me know if you have any more questions just about the on-page SEO factors. Okay, make sure you log in. Make sure you have the Google Analytics. Okay, make sure you have the Google Analytics. Make sure you have the Google Search Console because you're going to have to utilize those two tools, right? And let's make sure that the optimization from the back end is 100% properly set up, configured, adjusted, improved. Okay. Then after that, I'm going to discuss about okay what other areas beside posting amazing high quality content to my audience. What are the other techniques that I can utilize to promote my website and get some sort of backlink? Okay, because those are also part of the search engine technique. Okay, okay. All right, 6:54. Any more questions? Any more questions, everybody? Any more questions? I'm gonna check tomorrow and see exactly why in the heck Facebook is not getting the feed. Please email me if you have any issues about login on the website. Yes, I will definitely do. I will definitely do. But so far, also think about if you ever want to redesign the website in a sense, let me know. I mean, I can probably give you, well, not probably, I will definitely give you an estimate. Okay, if you want the website to be designed in a certain way that takes the taking the visitor to a journey that they can basically take some action based on what you want them to do. Okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You mean the Facebook thing? Because if I go directly, it will work. But if I use because I'm using Ecom, which is great. Ecom has always been working, but I'm utilizing Restream to broadcast on certain channels. Okay. Um, so when I look at my Restream channel, it does show that the restreaming is taking place on YouTube and Periscope, but for Facebook, it keeps telling me that it's sending data. So I'm not sure what's the disconnection. I'm not sure why this problem. Typically, I contact the Restream support, and they're very good in terms of response, but not today. Okay, nobody's answering. It's not going to. Need to contact the team if you see exactly what's going on. Yes, that's a good thing, and I'm grateful for that. I'm glad that the YouTube portion is working because otherwise, I don't like to cancel stuff. But what is this? What is this? To Facebook with this stream, you'll need to purchase it. Okay. When we can chat? Well, let's see. Let's see. Tomorrow, let's see what's my schedule. What's the best time for you? Because usually I like to start working afternoon. Okay. This is when I, you know, head to the office and follow up with my team and see what are they doing, what's the status. And from 12 to like before 6, I'm either working on some project or meeting prospects, doing some training. So it depends. If you give me a window, I'll see if I'm available around that window. So typically, how much time does it take for a strategic website to be created? That's an excellent question, Tausif. Well, it depends. it can take the planning itself can take anywhere between 1 week to 4 weeks. What happens when you meet a prospect? You gather all the information, you give them a questionnaire and explain to them, collect the questionnaire. Then when you sit with the team in terms of like the brand messages and the design, that can take almost like a week or less. Then you have to share with your prospect or with your potential client, or if you close the deal, then you have to show them. Then you have to get some sort. Not you don't want to give them approval for everything because they're not the designer. They hired you in the first place because you are the expert, right, Tosif? The feedback that you need from them when it comes to the information itself or the branding messages, because they know the brand better than you, right? That's the only thing that I would require my client to basically give me the approval. But when it comes to design and the layout and strategy, that's we control that. Okay. So I would say within a week and not more than a week in terms of the whole strategy and design. But me personally, I haven't spent more than 1 or 2 weeks to come with a strategy and an idea before we closing the deal, right? After we close the deal, the actual work that can take, especially building a website, it can take like 1 month to 3 months, depends on the complexity of the project. If it's something very simple and basic, again, simple and basic, what does that mean? To you might be simple, might be hard, but to us might be simple. It's a vague statement, right? So it depends on the scope of the project and the complexity of the project. We have an estimate how long it's going to take us. Okay, so that's what I would do. You can email me the best time and we can talk about the changes or touches to it. Okay, give me a few days because I have some project I'm working on this week, so I will definitely let you know. Um, Once I give you the estimate, if it's within your budget, we'll move forward with it. If not, then I can send you some recommendation with other colleagues that can help you out. Okay. Let's see. Due to here we go. So I'm messaging Restream, and they basically said, due to extremely high load on our support, this one can be significantly delayed. Yeah, okay. Let's see what is ending. Yeah, typically they are very very fast in terms of response, but right now I guess if they have a lot of support, that means that for sure there's a problem. All right, I'll let you know. Hopefully today's session was beneficial. I hope you benefited a lot from it. Do me a favor, share this with your colleagues, and if you have any more questions, let me know. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to be able to log into your website. I'm going to show everybody how to optimize every single page or how to optimize the pages using Yoast and also the blog post. Okay. If y'all have any more questions, do let me know, and I'll get back with you guys tomorrow, same time around 6 p.m. Okay. All right, folks. Y'all have a good one, and talk to you later. Bye bye.